Hello and welcome to All Together Now, the Derbyshire United podcast number 4, I think it is now, April 2026, number 4. With a special edition today, focusing on the Red Shorts manager, Jay Coxon, who joined the club just over a year ago, about 18 months ago, initially as a player, I think it was, as well. We'll get onto all the usual stuff as well. We'll talk about the last game, the next game, the upcoming stuff, and of course we'll have a bit of fun at the end as always as well. But we're going to really focus in on Jay and learn a little bit more about him, why he's with the club today as well. So Jay joined initially as a player, turned manager in February last year. What brought you to the club in the first place?
One word, Shep. I had to stop playing in my mid-20s. I think I hung up my boots when I was 24, 25. Just kept getting injured, was affecting work. I had to keep having a lot of time off, especially Mondays, because I could barely walk. Problem with my knee. So I stopped playing and always wanted to get back into it. Always said I would play again, and every time I played, my knee went. So I just stopped. Said I'd go back in a year, kept saying I'd go back in a year and never went back. Met Shep in the pub. One night, not seen him in years.
His natural habitat.
Yeah. To be fair, I walked into his den. He said we'd play on a Tuesday, why don't you come down and have a kickabout? Went down, couldn't walk for 6 weeks. Really got back into it. I was 30 at that point when I started playing again, which is why I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. And then he started telling me about Derbyshire United and the games, and I kept giving him a little nudge. If they're short on players, give me a shout. I'll come and fill in. Don't give me a shout.
We get a lot of that.
Oh no, I was badgering him. Yeah. I was badgering. I want to play.
Well, I remember the first time I met you, actually. I remember we'd played a friendly against the Timmy Tuesday lot at Stonebroom. I went to the Red Lion on the way home. Yeah. And I was talking to James Kellington, the vice chairman, and we were just discussing this, that and the other, and I could just see, in the corner of my eye, I could just see someone staring intently at us while we were talking on the next table. And I had a couple of glances across and thought, what is with this guy here? And it was purely, he just was listening in and listening. He approached us at the end after we'd had a drink and said, I'd like to get involved, and did.
Yeah. I was just listening to what you and James were talking about. I believe Jamie Aston was part of the conversation as well.
I choose to forget his involvement quite often. I'm joking, Jamie. If you
lovely lad. Yeah.
We'll leave that there.
I was really interested in what you were doing. I'd already got a little bit of a rundown off of Shep of what you were doing. But listening to you and James talking about it as sort of the chairman and co-chairman, about what you got planned, what you were doing. I understand we were a friendly as you were struggling against the old Red Shorts team.
Yeah, it was the old regime. It was far too competitive, and we didn't like it.
It wasn't like from the outside looking in as well, and I know it didn't really help. We'll get onto it in a little bit when I took over the new Red Shorts. It sort of followed suit for a little bit, not in terms of environment, but in terms of results. But I know you'd lost more or less every game.
The Blues had, yeah. I think the problem was we wanted the agreement with myself and the managers was always we wanted it to be competitive.
Friendly.
We wanted it to be friendly. We wanted it to be competitive in terms of. I think people misunderstand competitiveness as trying to be the best you can be or better than everyone else. But for me and for the club, the ethos of competitiveness is making it fair, making it balanced, making sure that everybody has opportunities to thrive and to win. It just wasn't happening.
It's an easy word to sort of take in two ways, to be honest, because to be competitive, you want to compete, which means you want to win.
Sure. But for us, we wanted both teams.
You wanted both teams to be competitive with each other, so it was a game, not a battering. Exactly. I get that that wasn't happening, and without saying too much, the old team decided they wanted to be competitive in terms of they wanted to go and win games. So that's what they went and did. But I remember coming on, and I think you won your first game in my first game that I played, and I scored, which I'm incredibly happy about. First game of 11 aside in best part of 6 years, and I bagged the goal off the left wing, which I didn't think I could do anymore. So I was really happy with that.
But that's what we're all about, you see. The smile on your face now.
Oh God, yeah. Just looking back at it.
If we wanted to just go out there and get the best 11 players we could to go and dominate games, we could. But there's no thrill in that. But the thrill of seeing someone who's basically come out of retirement to score on their debut and to still smile, almost a year on. That's what the principles that found the club were.
Even now I'm managing the opposition team as well. I still smile about that goal and the few goals I scored after as well. I don't smile too much about my goalkeeper performance at Shirebrook. That was such a dreadful pitch and the worst day ever. I think I just got stuck in the mud for every single goal. But yeah, I've had some absolutely amazing laughs since coming into this club. And it's not just football. I mean, I didn't know you before this. We went to the same school.
It was a happier time.
Oh, not bad. No, we went to the same school. We were a couple of years apart. We've probably run into each other over the years, but never really paid much attention. So I wouldn't say I knew you or knew of you or anything. And likewise, you with me. But I mean, we're 18 months since I joined this club as a. Well, it started off, you had a friendly against our Tibby Tuesday lot that I managed. And then to me coming and joining and playing for the Blues, to the old regime going elsewhere, and you asking Shep and ultimately myself to take over the new Red Shorts team, which I was honoured to do. I'd had a little bit of feel of management doing the friendlies, because we did 2, didn't we?
We did, yeah, one at Buxton as well.
One at Buxton.
Second one, yeah.
I had a little bit of taste of management in that. And I think my head was going, I know I can't play forever. So having another side to the game that I could possibly learn and dip into would be really nice. So I sort of jumped at the chance to take over. We sort of took all majority of the Tibby Tuesday lot into Derbyshire United, and from there we've built adding other players in from other areas, either them contacting us on Facebook saying, look, I've seen what you do, I'd really like to get involved and really like to come and play. We've had a few players join through that. One player, Scott, who's been on the podcast, and I think he's a brilliant lad, good footballer, and he's got a lot more minutes, which he wasn't getting before, since coming to us, and he's become a very, very big part of the club. And as a manager, watching that happen from his first game at Belper, where I think he wanted to prove himself a little bit, run around like a headless chicken, but his intent was there and you could see it, and his determination and his drive, and us getting to the end of that game and just approaching him and saying, did you enjoy that? Do you want to do it again? And he's been to more or less every game since. Yeah,
and obviously Ellie as well got brought into the club through Scott, and our first female player, head of the media department. You know, the club has grown organically. And you pointed out there, the amount of players that have joined because they've just dropped us a message, they've seen what we do on Facebook, and they've got in touch. We do see them, we do message back, and there's some players out there that we told them months ago, yeah, we will when there's an opportunity, and we will. We do. We just have so many. And we've got a squad of over 80 already, but we're constantly bringing more and more people in and doing more and more events, and it's great.
I mean, it's one of those things, some players, they come and they do it for a few months, they really love it, and then, life gets in the way, and, they have partners, families to go see, holidays to go on, weddings to attend, this, that and the other, and maybe they can't make a game for a few months, and then it sort of falls out the back of the mind. So although we've got a squad of 80, we are constantly adding into that because we want to keep those numbers high. And it's just natural that over time people lose interest, they possibly feel they can't do it anymore. Because I think probably the average age of our squad is in its mid-30s.
Yeah, I think the vast majority are in their 30s.
Yeah.
I think probably 80% of our players are in their 30s.
Early 30s, probably.
Yeah, we've got a few younger and a few older.
Yeah.
But absolutely, I mean, we were talking recently about whether we would actually qualify as a vets team, which is a scary thought, but there we are.
Yeah.
And we quite possibly could. So you transition from player to you play a manager now. It's fair to say you're still involved. Again, the ethos of the club, everybody's involved. We're not competitive, and it's a relaxed environment. How are you finding that transition?
Easier because I'm still playing. A lot easier because I'm still playing. If I couldn't play anymore, I think I'd be chomping at the bit.
Is it nice to still be involved though? If you were to say, if you were injured for the next game, to know that you're still involved, you turn up, you can.
And that's the point. I think that's the point. Is I know that my legs aren't what they used to be. I could get injured at any point. Not only that, I mean, I've recently transitioned to playing a little bit more in goal because I don't feel my legs and my lungs can hack playing outfield as well as they used to. So I'm trying to save myself a few years of playing by going in goal and not hurting myself outfield. But the management, I enjoy picking players. I wouldn't say it's so much management, because me and Jono, we try and work together to balance the teams. So it's not so much management as I'm going in and picking the best team to try and win. I'm just picking positions, I'm picking players, I'm talking to the opposition manager to try and better level the sides. You know, you can't always help if you get more stronger players or more of the less able players. Sometimes you have to put more of the less able players into your stronger team because that's who's available, and vice versa. So I find having those conversations with Jono and saying, look, I've got an example being, which has happened quite often. I've got 3 young lads of decent ability in my stronger 11, of quite good ability in my stronger 11, and then I've got James Funnell, who's an absolute immense player, but he's nearly 40. So I then look at that and go, out of the 3 20-year-olds and the 40-year-old, who am I going to drop to the second team? So it's having that conversation and going to John, oh look, I've got Funnell, who is definitely way above the quality of the second half, but I can't fit him in, because if I do fit him in, even though he's an absolutely quality player, you've then got a 20-year-old who's probably just as good, if not a little bit better, that's going to come into that second half. And then me and Jono look at that together and go, well, if that's the case, then I might drop somebody who's a little bit stronger into my second half midfield just to cope with that. And having those conversations is the sort of management that we do, not so much the competing and winning side of things.
And that's, again, where the ethos of the club was always born from, is making sure it's everybody. You've got 22 players on the pitch, 44 in the squads in total on a match day, and you want to make sure that all of them have come off that pitch enjoying it. And
exactly,
you know, that's massively important to us now. So speaking of management, then last time out, it was a heavy defeat. One of those where I think whenever we have a heavy defeat / victory,
it was our first heavy defeat.
Yeah, I think it always affects the winning manager more in terms of the sort of, because there's that ethos and that mentality of let's try and balance things. There's always that question of we got this one wrong, and it's always the winning manager that takes the brunt of that.
I think when I first started and we played those first few games, we played at Tevi where I didn't really have a full squad. No. Well, I did have a full squad, but I had 0 strikers. So it was a very difficult game to start with, and we lost 4-0. Now some people would see that as a heavy defeat. The fact that we lost the first half 4-0 and then the second half we drew 0-0, I don't see it as a heavy defeat. I think we did the best with what we had. We had quite a strong defence. But when you're kicking the ball upfield to no one and it's just coming straight back at you, not even the best defence in the world can deal with that for 90 minutes. But those first few games, we had a little bit more freedom because we'd just started. We didn't really know our squad. You knew your squad because it was the same squad. But me and Shep didn't really know our squad, how it was going to work. So it was a lot more, I wouldn't say it was a lot more fun for us. It was a lot more challenging for us to go, well, we just put the team out we think's going to win. Because we could do that at that point because we didn't know anything. Now we're further down the line, this is where it gets more difficult. We know the players, we know the opposition players, and we're trying to keep it level so that people aren't getting disheartened by getting beat all the time. And it's working now. It has shifted a bit more from we were winning all the time, but they were very close games. I mean, we started off with a 4-0 loss for the Red Shorts, a 3-0 win for the Red Shorts.
That was a belter.
That was a belter. And then we went on from there, and I don't think we lost for about 9-10 games.
But even with that in mind, I mean, two things there.
They were very close. All of them.
You picked up on the point there about the first half and second half, and it was 4-0, 0-0. And again, the double header events have seen to that, and that's working really well. But the other thing is, yes, you went on that run of winning quite a few.
They were so close.
Well, they were, but I think again, even the was it 6-0 last time out at Retford?
At Retford, yeah, you beat us 6-0.
But there was that feeling of, I was on your team that day. I wasn't playing. There was still that feeling of, community between the teams, because there was efforts made to balance it. I mean, again, second half was, I think it was it 1-0 second half? It was 5-0 at half time, I think.
Yeah.
So, and
because I was in goal second half and I went up for every corner.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to come up for everyone till it's 5-5.
And then punctured a lung trying to get back in there.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But there's always that feeling around the club of, if one team is running away with it, they'll make changes because we don't want that.
Yeah.
Neither team. And that's the difference.
If I was playing Sunday League and I was playing in goal, I don't claim to be a good goalkeeper. I can do it, but I'm not great. I play on halfway line most of the time, but when I play in goal for this charity, I feel like I can do that because it's a laugh and it's not serious, and I'm not having people going, "What are you doing?" Because we're here to have fun. I can stand on my goal line. To be honest, at Retford, the wind was horrendous. Yeah. So nothing was coming anywhere near me. Because if the ball were getting pumped upfield, the wind was just blowing it back. So nothing was ever going to come anywhere near me. So I thought, I'm just going to have a bit of a laugh with this. At the end of the day, if I have to sprint back, they're fighting the wind, so they can't boot the ball towards the goal because it just won't ever reach. So I took a chance, but it was just for fun. Yeah. Getting in the box and what's he doing up here, and everybody has a bit of a giggle about it, and it's just fun. It's just a load of fun, and everybody understands I'm a bit of a numpty, and I'll do anything for a laugh. So, and I nearly scored an overhead kick.
He says nearly.
I said,
he connected with it.
You watched the video. I tell you what, the video does it justice. The video really does it justice. Oh, honestly, it looks like it's about that far wide on the video. It wasn't. It wasn't even an overhead kick. I fell on my bum and
I thought it got my throw in at one point.
It was inside the 6-yard box.
It was about 4 or 5 yards wide.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad effort from a goalkeeper for an overhead kick at all. So Retford, thank you to Retford FC. Yeah. Congratulations on promotion as well, which was secured against their rivals Retford United in a draw last weekend, or the weekend before, in fact. Brilliant stuff. Great host, and we've already got some exciting plans. Yeah, absolutely.
For what they've come from in 10 years,
yeah,
absolutely amazing facilities, to be honest.
Yeah. Chris Woodhead, the chairman/manager/founder, and all his family, who all seem to be working all the time there. Everyone, if you see anyone at the ground working, they're probably related to Chris. Lovely people. We've got some really exciting plans to go back in the summer as well. We're really looking forward to that. But yeah, great day out. £600 raised for roundabout homeless provision in South Yorkshire as well. Really, really delighted to have helped them. So attention now turns to our next game, which is at Ashby Ivanhoe in Ashby, Derbyshire, as you probably gathered. Yeah. Again, a really hospitable club. Myself and James, the vice chairman, went there a few weeks ago to meet with Mark. Had some brilliant conversations, had a look round, watched the game, which was an emphatic win against a team challenging for the title as well. Really, really good win that day. So we're there on the 25th of April. It is a double header. We've got a local charity team coming down, and of course fans of Ashby Ivanhoe are invited to play in that one as well, and raising money for a cause close to so many hearts, men's mental health. We're supporting for that one as well. It's an important part of what we do.
It is, and I'm glad you brought it up because it's another part of why I love this club. And I think a lot of people probably don't realise it or intend it or have the intention of that being what we're about, but I know for me certainly, and we've had this conversation in private before, you certainly, what we do for this club improves my own and I believe other people around us mental health so much. I think it's a great little escape from the issues that you just face in normal life. I mean, me and you both have 3 children each and a partner, house to maintain, cars to keep, financial aspects, work to do, and it can get on top of you. It's just natural that level of parenthood, partnership, work stress, money stress, financial issues, whatever, it can get to you. I know it certainly does me. I'm a typical stereotypical man where I tend to bury my feelings and let them build up and then snap. Very good at doing that. But this club, I feel, takes a little bit of that pressure off. We create some amazing events. South Normanton, I can't praise South Normanton enough for how excellent they've been with us. It seems everything we want to do with them, they say yes. You know, they love to have us there. I understand we bring them some benefits, but the fact that they allow us to do what we do and allow us to come and say, right, well, we'll do everything we can to help benefit you as well. And they don't go, oh, well, it's a risk. They go, yeah, crack on.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Crack on.
Unanimous support. It's not even, sometimes at a club you have one person flying the flag desperately wanting to help you out and there's a bit of resistance, but I think they're one of those clubs where everybody's just on board with it all the time. You know, Kev, Phil, Lance, just to name a few.
The pitch is great, the facilities are great, the changing rooms are good, the bar's good, the staff are brilliant.
Atmosphere for me. It's the
atmosphere, yeah.
And the local community as well. It's one of those events where whatever we're doing that event for, the whole of South Normanton seems to rock up, and it's absolutely brilliant.
See, it's like, so my favourite venues are the venues where the bar is a part of the stand. So Ilkeston's one where you can just come outside the bar and the pitch is there. Some venues, it's a building that's a little bit off to the side and you can only really watch it from the window or from a distance from the bar and stuff like that. I like that. South Normanton especially, you go and get a beer, you come and stand outside, you stand behind the goal, you watch the game, and especially when you're shooting towards that top goal, it's amazing. Bottom goal not so much, there's not a lot going on down there, but
no, which is where I scored my goal.
Typical.
Yeah,
me too.
Do you know the only goal I've scored that was actually shooting towards the fans was a penalty at Mickleover. Every other goal I've scored has been, Ilkeston rather.
Ilkeston, yeah. No.
Every other goal I've scored has been away from the fans.
I wouldn't even say it was towards the fans at Ilkeston because it was in the bottom goal, weren't it?
Yeah.
And to be honest, either end of Ilkeston, there's not really fans. It's
no, I know why I'm getting confused. I did score a goal at Mickleover in open play.
You did?
And it was towards the fans. That was against Sammy Smile.
It was?
Yes, I did score one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that's going in programme notes. Need to add another on the Shep if you're watching on the programme. Another goal for me there. Forgot about that. Thank you.
It's already there.
Quite possibly already there. Just change the decimal spacing would be great.
Yeah. I think we've digressed a little
We
bit.
have a
here.
little bit.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, yes, Ashby's the next one.
Ashby's
Yes.
the next one. The cause is men's mental health.
Yes, Bright Hope charity, Northwest Leicestershire, Bright Hope.
So,
supported.
I think that cause plays perfectly into what we're about. I think it's probably that and Bottled Up Blokes, which is
we
more or
always
less-
work with. Yeah, they're
we-
great to work with
yeah.
as well. We've supported them a lot in the past and we'll continue to do so. They do brilliant work.
It's the same sort of idea,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy playing with those sorts of causes, costs, and charities and fundraising opportunities, because it hits close to home. You know, it's something that we should all care about. I'm not saying all as whole, all within the club, all as a whole, sort of, but you know, I understand there are women's mental health issues as well, so I'm not prioritising one over the other. Just in terms of what we do and how we do it, it just fits us perfectly. And I've not been to Ashby. I've seen some of the pictures that you sent on the day that you and James went down. I got that venue from a friend of my cousin's.
Yes, you did.
Which,
Yes.
which I'm really happy about. I'm really happy that that's paid off. Makes me feel all good inside. But yeah, no, it's an excellent opportunity, and I can't wait for it, to be honest.
And another venue that a friend of Jay's cousin sorted out was Dorking as well, which we're travelling down to. So it also marks another first for Derbyshire United. So we're trying to play in every county in the country. If you've got a venue that you'd like us to play at, if we've not been to your county yet, please do get in touch. So it's another county ticked off. Surrey, I believe it is, top of my head. But it's also the first coach trip. We've got a coach, thank you to Skills for supporting us with this, providing a coach for the players to travel down in style to Dorking Wanderers as well. That game coming up in, is it May 16th, I want to say? I think it's the 16th. Looking forward to that one immensely. Some more games to talk about in May as well. They'll all be on the social media, all the details pending, but we've got some, in theory, we've got 3 games coming up in May. Just at the time of recording, just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, so we can't talk about them just yet. But Dorking is absolutely a fixture that we're looking forward to as well.
Yeah, just to sort of root into something that we spoke about earlier. Tony Sharp is the coach driver within the team who works for Skills, who sorted the coach out for us. Thank you very much for that, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
But Tony is one of the guys that came to us through Facebook.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
he is a Mansfield fan as well, but other than that, he's a very nice chap.
You know,
so.
some people have to be, don't they?
Yes. This is cross to bear.
Yeah. But yeah, so just sort of plays nicely into everything, that.
Absolutely. What have we got left to talk about? Let's move on to the game. Let's finish with the game, shall we?
Yeah.
Time is pressing on. What have you got for us this week?
So, I saw this on another podcast channel. Sorry for the steals. But
Other podcasts are not available. It's just this one. Don't subscribe to anything else. Just this one.
Derbyshire United only. But yeah, so what I've done is I've asked ChatGPT
I don't like AI.
to do me a all-time England international footballing 11.
And it's put me and James Kellington up front.
I mean, I have asked it who Josh Smith is, and it does actually know.
Say no more.
Which was not the result I was looking for.
My head won't fit through the on the way.
James Kellington, not a clue. Sorry, mate.
He's not even here, and he's catching strays.
So I've asked it to give me an England all-time 11. It has given me a 4-3-3.
Okay.
Okay. I understand from what I'm going to talk about in a minute that differs from what you've got, but we can make it work.
We'll make it work. If that isn't the ethos of Derbyshire United, we'll just make, it work. I mean, look at this setup here. We make it work somehow.
So, I am going to lead my GPT England all-time 11 and 4 additional honourable mentions, and you have done, to pitch against it, an all-time rest of the British Isles
and Ireland.
and Ireland
Yes.
11 plus
I've done an 18. I've done a full 18-man squad.
You've got an 18-man squad.
18-man squad in it.
So the idea is to create an 11 out of these two squads that we've got here.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's no bias whatsoever.
There's no bias whatsoever, but I think what we're trying to achieve here is.
I should point out, I didn't pick this because of this. I didn't know at the time of getting dressed that this was going to happen. We're not that organised.
No,
but there we are.
It has taken us about 45 minutes to set this set up.
Winnie messaged me saying, "Have you got any football shirts of other countries?" I was like, "Only really Irish ones, but that'll do." And
We've got Scotland, England,
Ireland. That's so Rory's part Scottish.
Yeah.
And so
Rory
I've got him a
is
Scotland
Josh's
shirt.
son.
And yeah, I had to get one to show support, so I've got a Scotland shirt for Rory. I'm Irish and English, so
Yeah.
they're mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
That's the only reason there's no Welsh here. We've got Scottish, Irish, Northern Irish, English. The only reason that we don't have a Welsh is because we don't own one.
yeah.
There's no Welsh in our families.
Well,
We haven't got time to go into that. He told me earlier, it
Yeah.
took him about 20 minutes. We'll do a spin-off.
I may have Welsh blood, but
Yeah.
it's unknown through adoption and orphanage. So we'll
He
leave
drove
that
through.
at
He drove down to Patalba once.
that. yeah. I visited Wrexham once, so I'm now
That's all
Welsh.
you need.
Yeah. So are we gonna go?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So let's start with a goalkeeper.
So for me, the best goalkeeper out of the British and Irish nations, obviously mine are all excluding England, is Neville Southall.
Which I think is an excellent shout. Now, ChatGPT has named Gordon Banks.
Spy-right legend.
Absolutely. I didn't even think of that when it came up, and I wish it had given me something else now.
I think.
But legendary World Cup winner.
Yep.
Famous for that save from Pelé in 1970. Now, my opinion is I don't like Neville Southall because he was an out-and-out Evertonian.
Controversial for you now, isn't it?
Yeah. But if I'm honest, I think from what we know about Gordon Banks and the things we've seen, yes, he was outstanding in those World Cups that he did play. But at club level and...
But for Chesterfield, what more do you want?
Exactly. No, not dissing Chesterfield at all.
So you've said it now, it's out there.
But, if you do put the qualities together of Everton and Chesterfield, I think Neville Southall takes that all day, personally.
I think Peter Shilton's got to be in the conversation.
Absolutely.
But okay, so that's 1-0 to me.
So we're going Southall?
Love that. What a start. Now then, right back.
You know, you said did I want a pen?
Yeah. Oh, did you want one that works?
I would.
Oh, I should have said something then.
It's all right. I'll just etch it into the paper.
I've got 4 under the table that also don't work. Right back.
Well,
I've gone with quite a current one.
Okay.
Because I actually think he is going to go on to be one
know
of the best.
exactly who you're going to say.
Conor Bradley. I personally think, I mean, obviously he's injured at the moment, and I think we would have got to the World Cup had he and Dan Ballard been available for the playoffs. He's absolutely, in my opinion, world class. I think if he's English, he's in the squad for the World Cup. I think, in my opinion, he should be Liverpool's first choice right back. And I think he will go on to be better than Alexander Arnold. And I think right now he's good enough to go to a World Cup for most countries.
See, I'm a Liverpool fan, so love the choice. I don't think he gets an England squad. A current squad. I don't think he gets an England's current squad. Just
who do you take? Because you're going to take realistically, what, say three options.
Three options.
For me, I think he's better, a bit like Alexander Arnold in this respect, and that maybe is because he's come through Liverpool. But I think he's better when you push him further up into a more attacking role.
Yeah.
But I think he's. I mean, when Liverpool played Madrid, PSG, he was absolutely all over them. Nobody could, like Dembele
last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dembele didn't. I don't think he got past him once. Mbappe, did he get past him once?
I think.
Brilliant player, and at his age as well.
I think. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an outstanding talent, and if Reece James, I'd love to put Trent in the England squad. I do think it's shocking that he's not in there. Would I start him? Possibly not. I think the same issues that have been questioned of him throughout his career. He brings massive advantages in some areas and lacks in others, which for his position probably aren't ideal. But you don't get a quarterback like Trent Alexander-Arnold.
A quarterback?
That's what he plays like. That's what he plays like. From a right back position, just pumping those diagonal balls or down the line or straight down the middle. You know, nobody plays the ball like that anymore.
Do you know what I think with Trent? Because I've always been a big fan of his. And Craig Hopkins, he used to be the Matlock Town manager, he's a friend of mine. And I was talking, not about Alexander-Arnold, but we were talking a few years ago, and he was talking about managers making substitutions. And he said, I think it was something on Facebook, there was a Premier League game, and somebody was criticising a manager saying, I can't believe 1-0 down and he's brought on a, yeah, so like, and he was saying people don't realise that's not how the game works. It's not a case of put another attacking player on. No. It's about changing the system. And for me, Alexander-Arnold, he's a player that you want in that squad, because if you're playing a solid 4-4-2, you've got Reece James at right back, and you're 1-0 down, but you're still in the game.
Happen.
No, absolutely not.
4-4-2.
Mike Bassett has entered the chat. But that's the sort of play you look at and think, right, we're 1-0 down, but we've been playing really well. We've arguably been the better team. That's the sort of tweak you make. You don't need to change it to 4-3-3.
When their defenders are tiring, having that player that can just play that perfect ball through. Admitted, he hasn't done it for England like he did it for Liverpool.
I don't think he's given the same free rein that he had at Liverpool.
No. I think Liverpool designed a game around his style of play, especially with Klopp. I think Klopp very much designed the way Liverpool played to incorporate Trent's capabilities.
I'm not sure if it was tailored around him per se. I think it just suited him a lot better.
No, I don't think Klopp built a squad around Trent. I think they played in ways that played to Trent's strengths.
Absolutely.
So
who are you putting in? So you're saying Reece James?
Chat GPT has given me Gary Neville.
I mean, I have nothing against him.
He was a solid right back. I've got to admit, I like him more as a pundit than I did a Man United player. I hated him when I was younger because he was just so anti-Liverpool. But I think he's a really good pundit.
I've met him. He was in Monday Night Football at Ellen Road a couple of months ago, and I was there. Very nice man. Very nice guy.
You had to just stick that one in. I met him, mate. Met him.
That in there. Well,
completed it, mate.
I think it's always good when you play, because people like that get a bad rep a lot as well. You know, he sounds boring and he blah this that and the other and keep politics out of football and everything else he gets criticised for. But actually, it's always nice to balance him. Like, mate, he's a very nice man actually, and he was a very nice man. I also met him with his brother and his dad when Man United played at Chesterfield at Saltergate back in 2001, I think it was. And the dad picked them up in an old Vauxhall. Yeah, there were no glory days back then.
No.
Van Nistelrooy scored a hat trick, but never mind.
Against Chesterfield.
How? In a pre-season friendly.
How?
Yeah, well, we were pre-season, so we didn't take it seriously.
Right, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they fielded Van Nistelrooy against Chesterfield.
They did, mate. They did. I just remember everyone was gutted, like, where's Beckham's eye? He's not coming today. £5 this ticket. So
you've got Gary Neville instead.
I think Reece James has been, in my opinion, England's best right back in my sort of generation. When you look at the last sort of say 5 to 10 years, I think he's been the best right back England have had.
I think if I was picking that England team, Reece James would be my fully fit Reece James. He is my right back.
Going into this World Cup this year, 100%. If it was me, if you're saying right, pick the team, Reece James is right back. He's my first choice this year. Absolutely. Are we saying that Reece James is pipping Conor Bradley to the post?
Does Reece James pip Chat GPT's Gary Neville?
Does for me, but
okay. We'll use Reece James then. Reece James or Conor Bradley? Who would yours be?
For me, based on like what they've achieved to now, it's Reece James. But if you ask me this question again in 5 years, Reece James is retired. And he's down as your legendary best right back of England's history. I mean, against it in his prime, Bradley. Bradley's getting in 5 years' time. I
mean, we're talking all time, and you can't really put Conor Bradley in all time because he's at the very start of his career.
He is.
So are we?
Look what I've got to work with here.
And to be honest, I mean, Reece James isn't that far into his career.
How old is he now? About 20, 29?
25?
He's older than that, surely.
26, 27 maybe? I don't know.
Becca,
But I don't think
for
he's-
us as we're talking.
I don't
He's very
think-
kindly opened the pavilion for us to how old is Reece James? I think he's older than that.
I think he's
28,
25.
29. I think he's. I'm sure he's late 20s.
26.
26.
There we go.
Do you know? I mean, that speaks volumes that he's had the career he's had already, and he's had some injuries as well. He's still
I mean, just for the old time, I'm going to say Gary Neville.
Okay, let's go Gary Neville.
Yeah.
So we're going Gary Neville. Centre half. Who have you got?
So
We've both got a back four, haven't we? So that's nice
Yes,
and straightforward.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go.
I'm going to be brutally honest in advance. I've lost this one.
I don't. If you've got who I think you've got, it depends who you're going to say this time.
Who do you think I've got?
I'm not going to say. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil
Okay.
it. So I'm going to go Bobby Moore.
Yeah, just give it him. Just give it him. I've got Dan Ballard,
Bobby Moore.
who I think is brilliant, by the way.
I don't know much about him, if I'm entirely honest. So I have no argument against Bobby Moore.
Plays for Sunderland at the moment. Very
Bobby
good
Moore.
centre half. Bobby Moore's going to win that one. Now this one might be. This one I think we've got a decent discussion going on.
Yeah.
How funny would it have been if I'd have been turned around? But I've never heard of Bobby Moore. Shake me. I have, obviously. I've gone with Alan Hansen.
And what a player. What a player. I mean, a little bit before my time. I was very young when he was playing. In fact, I wasn't even born when he started playing. I was very young at the end of his career. But what a player. Mine's John Terry.
I despise John Terry for many reasons. So I'm not even going to dispute and say Hansen, but I appreciate this is more based on
Footballing ability
Footballing
rather
prestige,
than
yeah.
whether you do the nasty with your teammate's wife.
there's many things I could discuss about John Terry and many controversies, which we won't for legal reasons get into. But I'm going to stick firm with Hansen on this one.
Yeah, I think. Don't get me wrong, John Terry, what an absolute centre back. You know, I think if you're going England all time centre backs, I know he's been picked by ChatGPT, but you know, Rio Ferdinand has a shout, and I think John Terry has to be in that conversation. And I think he was an absolutely excellent centre back, and probably one of the starters of the more modern centre back. But yeah, what an absolute baller! But I've got to go Alan Hansen.
Love that. So that is 2-2, I believe.
Yes.
Right then, left back, and I think I'm gonna. This is gonna be a head and heart decision for you. You're gonna really struggle to reject.
I know who you've got. Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson.
Do you know who ChatGPT's picked? Could you guess?
I mean, I'd assume that it's going to go with either Ashley Cole or Luke Shaw.
So it's gone Ashley Cole.
Yeah. Okay.
So, again, Ashley Cole, outstanding. And again, probably one of the starters of the modern fullback, that attacking fullback.
Yeah.
And it might be biased coming in, but I love Andy Robertson. I just love him. I just love him.
He's such a workhorse.
Yes.
He will give you 100%. His delivery is better than Ashley Cole's.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Oh, 100%. And I think his running rate up and down. I remember last season.
Who's faster, do we think?
Who's faster?
Who would be faster? Ashley Cole or, in their prime, Ashley Cole or Andy Robertson?
I think Ashley Cole may be faster, but I think Andy Robertson... Longer distance and sheer determination.
Yes.
I mean, I remember
End
watching...
products
It might have been last season or the season before. Might have been Klopp's last season, I think. Andy Robertson at left back is chasing the goalkeeper down with the ball. Like, the ball's gone...
He's incredible.
Like,
And for Scott, the thing is, for club and country, it's so consistent.
Yeah. Liverpool have lost the ball, and the ball's gone back to the opposing goalkeeper. I can't remember who we were playing. It happened a few times, to be honest, but ball's gone back to the opposing goalkeeper, and it's Andy Robertson from left back chasing him down. And then the keeper's played the ball out wide, and Andy Robertson has been back in position before they've got the ball up the pitch. Just an absolute warhorse. Not a workhorse, a warhorse.
Yes.
If you're going to battle and you need your most mentally dominant players, I think Andy Robertson gets that all day, every day.
Are we saying
going Robertson?
Are we going Robertson?
Are we agreeing on Robertson?
So that means I've unexpectedly taken the lead here.
Yeah.
Andy Robertson announced he was leaving Liverpool last week as well. What a loss that's going to be.
In terms of a Liverpool fan, yeah, an absolute loss. In terms of an Andy Robertson fan, I think probably the right decision for him.
Yeah, I agree.
His playing time is going to get less and less. I don't think it should, personally. I still think he's capable. I think Liverpool need to bring in an 18-year-old that's going to learn from him rather than a 22-year-old that's ready to go.
Do you think it's partly down to the manager now? Mo Salah's leaving, Robertson's leaving, but a lot.
He's building his own squad. I don't
think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be there next season.
I don't. In all honesty, I think.
I'll be Alonso.
I hope.
I had a bet on Alonso to replace Slot back in October. I got 9-2 on that, and it's still sat there.
You know what I would love? Steven Gerrard to come in as his assistant.
Never happened.
A podcast I watched, Gary
podcast. You can't watch a podcast and take it seriously. Look at this.
The overlap.
You can't listen to a podcast and they talk nonsense. We just talk nonsense for half an hour.
I think it was the overlap or the other one.
Oh, that's actually a spin-off.
Gary Neville asked him, if Alonso said, "Would you be a part of my backroom team? Would you do it?" And Gerrard said, "Absolutely. I would do anything for Liverpool. Anything Liverpool asked me to do, I would do."
It'd be great to see.
Yeah, it's whether Alonso would want.
And he could start the old boot room up again as well. Alonso moves on and Gerrard then steps in.
That is what we need.
I agree.
That was always Liverpool's identity.
I wanted Milner to do that. Before he left for Brighton, I was hoping that he was going to do one more season and then go into like a player coach. And then, but never happened. Let's rattle through because time is pressing on. I think I've won the next one. I don't think we even need to discuss it. But who have you got for right midfield?
David Beckham.
Now, because we've got slightly different formations, it's a little bit malleable.
So I'm using
wing.
my right winger.
Okay, David Beckham. I still think this is a no-brainer. I think I've won this one. I've gone with Georgie Best. I think.
Oh, wow. I mean,
sorry, but
I think there's only one player that's come close to doing what Beckham did, and I think that's Trent. Just that style. But Georgie Best, you can't argue with just how outstanding he was, and with the issues that he had, with alcohol, with mental health, and so on and so on. Just how brilliant it was, just how effortless it was.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
The league was out. We talk about the Messi versus Ronaldo debate of our generation.
Yeah.
Neither of them could lace his boots for me.
See, I think it comes into play a lot. If Georgie Best was to play in today's game, it wouldn't be the same player.
No, it's a totally different game.
It's a different game. It's a different game. Now, if you're sensible about it and you compare Georgie Best's game against the game of his time and David Beckham's game against the game of his time, I think Georgie Best blitzed his time more than Beckham blitzed his time.
I agree, Tyler.
So for that, I'm going to go Georgie Best.
Bosh. So we're at 4-2 to me.
It is.
Wow. Now, this is where I think we're going to have a genuinely interesting debate. Is central midfield. So you've got just one central midfielder, haven't you?
No, I've got three technically.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
My 4-3-3 is very easily adaptable into a 4-4-2, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So centre midfield, first one I've got is Bobby Charlton.
I think let's do all four in one hit and pick two of the four.
Okay, so I've got Bobby Charlton and Steven Gerrard.
I've got Scott McTominay and Roy Keane.
Wow.
That's a good four, isn't it?
I mean, Roy Keane, Gerrard and Bobby Charlton, we can compare as all times.
Yes.
Scott McTominay, what he's doing at Napoli, wow. Just wow. And for Scotland.
He is unreal.
He's unbelievable, but his career's not finished yet.
I agree, and for that reason alone, when you look at the status of the other players, I'm happy to concede and say it's two of those three.
Yeah.
And
it's too early to put McTominay in the same conversation as Gerrard, Keane, and Charlton.
I don't think you dare drop Charlton either. Like the nation is watching
now.
The millions at home,
absolutely
the
not.
thousands here in the live audience.
It was a World Cup winning player for England. He had a fantastic club career, and again, like I said with Best and Beckham, of his time. He blitzed his time. So Bobby Charlton gets one of those two positions.
Absolutely agree. And then it's between Keane and Gerrard, and that is a very, very, very
It's very difficult. It is very difficult. And as a manager, I would say they both get in that team depending what you want from them.
Yes.
If you want a defensive player, it's Keane. If you want an attacking player, it's Gerrard. If you want somebody that can do it all, it's Gerrard.
Or you do what Sven-Göran Eriksson did and just shove one of them on the left wing for the best when you've got too many good central midfielders.
Yeah, not when you're hearing my left midfielders.
So are you going Gerrard over Keane?
I'm going Gerrard over Keane.
So it's 4-4 so far.
Well, it depends if you agree with that or strong. It depends if you strongly disagree with that.
I'm going to go Gerrard as well. I think they were both leaders in very different ways, and I think Gerrard's leadership has stood the test of time. Keane's is very Marmite, and I think, much as I respect and admire Roy Keane,
I prefer Roy Keane as a pundit than I did as a player.
Yes,
I think he's funny.
He's a great pundit. He is, and I do find him very refreshing.
Don't get me wrong. He was a fantastic player and probably one of the best, which is why he's in this conversation. But I don't think he's quite Gerrard's level.
Who have you got on the left?
Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah, I'm going to concede and say yes on that one. I've gone Ryan Giggs.
I mean, let's be fair. If Ryan Giggs played in an England side and not a Wales side, I think we have a better chance of that golden generation winning. Because that's the one thing we lacked in that golden generation was a left-sided midfielder.
We were playing with three. Scholes was basically playing on the left when he should have been in the middle.
I mean,
just to squeeze everybody in.
But if you drop one of those, I mean, I think if that golden generation comes into today's times and they play a 4-3-3, that midfield works.
Yeah.
Of Scholes, Gerrard, and Lampard.
Absolutely, nobody's getting through that.
I know.
Gerrard that license to go forward.
Well, I mean, I know Scholes he wasn't a holding player, but I think if you say to Gerrard and Scholes, you know, Lampard's your number 10 because that was his game. He was a goal scorer. But if you say to Gerrard and Lampard, split the 6 and 8 between you. Just make sure if one of you has gone 8, the other one's sitting 6, and just do it between you. I think it works.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it works. I think that midfield was a disappointment of its time. You know, in a different time it works.
But we're going Gascoigne over Giggs?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think again, like I said with Best, with the issues that he had, I mean, I heard a story of him going out for, I think it was Rangers when he was playing for them, and he went out in the first half sober. Had an absolute shocker. The manager said to him, "Have you had a drink?" And he goes, "No, boss." He said, "Go and have 2 whiskies before you go back on." So Gascoigne shoots off to the bar, has 2 whiskies, come back, scores a hat-trick in second half.
Roy McFarlane did that at Chesterfield when we beat Man City in the League Cup in 2006. It was obviously a massive. This is when Man City had just got all this money coming in, and they've just signed all these ridiculous players, and they've got this crazy money. And Roy McFarlane went around giving everyone shots of whiskey before kick-off, and won.
I'm just checking the time.
Yes, we are. We've gone well over.
Yeah, this will be a long one, but it's a special.
Right, so it's 5-4 to England at this point, which is tighter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it all goes down to the front 2. You've gone with the front 3.
Well, no, because
Well, you've moved it about.
Yeah, so Beckham was a part of that front 3.
We've got
and I pushed him onto the right midfield. Gascoigne was put as a centre midfielder. I pushed him to the left. So I'm left with 2 strikers. So we're going both.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer. Now, ChatGPT put Alan Shearer on the left wing. No chance. So it's quite, like I say, it's quite easily worked.
Kenny Dalglish Dennis Law. There's some good choices there.
I mean, I'll be entirely honest here. I don't know much about Dennis Law.
Just give them both to me and I've won 6-5. Brilliant. Thanks
However, if you're talking Alan Shearer against, see, that's different. It's difficult to compare. Kenny Dalglish, I would have put more of a number 10.
If we're talking club and country, Dalglish. Dalglish and Law both did.
I'm gonna stop. My number 1 pick there is King Kenny. King Kenny gets that first spot all day long, cause.
So that's 5-5.
I mean, I've recently watched the documentaries with him. There's been a couple. I've watched past games of him, and my dad's a big Liverpool fan, and he's shown me Kenny throughout my lifetime. And out of everybody that we've spoke about, and we've spoke about players of their time, I think Kenny Dalglish is the one that would absolutely fit in today's game.
Yeah.
Because the way he played, the way Liverpool played in them final years of the 80s, it was like watching modern football. Just the ticky-tacky play.
Yeah. John Barnes, I thought you'd have on there. I'm surprised he's not coming.
Well, it's ChatGPT.
No,
so, I mean, if I was going to go left midfielders, I would have probably put John Barnes in there myself.
Honourable mentions for me, by the way, for the other teams. Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, Robbie Keane, Trey Hume. I think, again, he's another one. Like, for now, I think he's going to be amazing. Trey Hume. Norman Whiteside, Ian Rush, and Gary Speed.
Oh, Ian Rush.
Yeah, they all got mentions. They were on my bench. That was my 18.
In terms of international player, Ian Rush doesn't. He never did it for Wales like he did for Liverpool. He never did it for anybody like he did it for Liverpool, to be fair. But my honourable mentions are John Barnes, Harry Kane, Frank Lampard, Rio Ferdinand, and Stanley Matthews. So.
All good choices.
I think all-time greats. I think Alan Shearer's Premier League record speaks for itself, but I think Wayne Rooney's international record beats Shearer's, if I'm wrong.
No, Rooney had the record for goals for England before Harry Kane beat it.
Yeah, so
Rooney's beat, but then
Rooney's beat Shearer internationally.
But then if you take penalties out, I don't know who wins it. I'm not saying you should take penalties out, but that's always the caveat people stick in there.
Goals are goals. If you're a number 9, you should be taking penalties. You're a goal scorer. If you're a number 9 and you're not the penalty taker, you're not good enough of a goal scorer, in my opinion. Now, penalty shootouts are different. It's different kind of pressure, but I think your number 9 should be a penalty taker.
So I think
I'm going to go Wayne Rooney.
You see, do you know, for me,
and Kenny Dalglish,
I'd be going but I'd go Shearer over Rooney. But either way, we're agreeing that England have won that one.
It's difficult.
But that was tight, 6-5.
It was a lot tighter than I thought. I was sending you voice notes before this, going, "Is this a good idea? Are we just going to end up with an England 11?" But no, I'm really glad we did that.
In true Derbyshire United fashion, we made it as tight as we possibly can. It was competitive to the end. It was enjoyable to the end, and that is what we are all about. And on that brilliant note, rounded off beautifully. Thank you very much for watching.
I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you to Jay for coming along. Thank you to Alderton Cricket Club for hosting, as always. And we'll see you for the next one. We'll see you at the game, hopefully, as well. Ashby Ivanhoe is the next one, the 25th of April. And the details of all the May fixtures will be available online. Take care.
If you have any mental health things, or anything you want to discuss, talk about, or just to get away for the day, please come along and watch what the day's about.
And get involved if you want to come to. We've got the training sessions that have started up since last podcast. We've not mentioned actually, have we? Training sessions every Thursday. Again, all the details on Facebook. Contact us anytime.
Anybody is welcome.
Everyone's welcome. If you want to get involved in playing, get involved. Thank you. Take care. Good night. Derbyshire, 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 Derbyshire.